In February this year, WION reported about how a leaked report commissioned by the Nepal government last September accused China of encroaching into Nepal along the border that the two countries share. Well, now WION has accessed that very report. The report details the present state of the border between Nepal and China. The border between the two countries runs for nearly 1,400 kilometers, much of it located in hard-to-reach areas along the Himalayan mountains. On the ground, the boundary is demarcated by a chain of pillars, so it is hard to know where the border is located. The area has traditionally seen pilgrim visitors because of its nearness to Mount Kailash, which is just over the border in China, and is a sacred site for both Hindus and Buddhists. A boundary protocol was signed between the two countries in 1963 and 1979, but evidence has emerged of Chinese activity in Nepal's side of the border violating it. In the report, Nepal noted that China had tried to build a permanent canal in their side of the border. They wanted to build a road there as well. Nepal's armed police forces raised an objection to the canal, after which it was destroyed and covered with rubble. Both countries are not allowed to build infrastructure 10 meters from the boundary line. Nepal has several dependencies on China. Its citizens need to use markets on the Tibetan side of the border. Due to a lack of development in the Nepalese side, Kathmandu also needs access to Kailash Mansarovar for religious pilgrimages, and claims that China is barring tourists from trekking to the site. Nepalese authorities want a dialogue with China to resolve the dispute. They want to ease pilgrim access to the religious sites, and they want China to remove their illegal infrastructure. They also want to form a joint inspection committee to assess the border. However, Nepal's report also recommends increasing security presence along the border to guarantee security in that area. And for more on this, our correspondent Saloni Murarka has sent us this report from Kathmandu.
Chinese President Xi Jinping is scheduled to hold a virtual conference tomorrow with the political parties from 160 countries on the occasion of the 100th anniversary of the founding of the Chinese Communist Party, in which Nepali political leaders, including Prime Minister K.P. Sharma Oli, will join the meeting. Opposition leaders like Sher Bahadur Deva and the CPN Maoist leader Pushpa Kamal Dahal Prachanda will also participate. China has been holding some discussions with leaders and the government heads of its neighbouring and its alliances on the occasion of the 100th anniversary. The spokesperson of the CPC from the International Department had said that the conference between the CPC and the political parties from around the world will allow them to fight the challenges brought by the COVID pandemic. This is not the first time that the meeting is being held between the political leaders of China and Nepal on the occasion of the 100th anniversary. Earlier in May, Nepali political leaders during the virtual meeting had said that and thanked the Chinese government for providing Nepal with coronavirus aid and showed the commitment towards One China policy. Recently, both of the countries have signed a deal for 4 million COVID vaccine, which Nepal will receive in coming days. Saloni Murarka for WION World is One in Lahan, Nepal.
Still in Nepal, Saloni Murarka had earlier spoken to former Nepalese ambassador to Russia, an expert on foreign affairs, and this is what he had to say.
When Nepalese army team inspected, they found that the border pillar in western Nepal, that is under stone piling. So they detected it, and so the, such joint team can re-erect the boundary pillars, and it is right time to have such joint inspection team visit and let reinstall the border in the same places so that there won't be any dispute. In some places Nepal might encroach, in some places China might encroach. So no country should encroach on the border and it should stand in the same position as before. The recent additional measures by unilaterally should not be accepted. So all these concerned ministries should be represented, and joint inspection team, including Chinese source team, should go together, and because this is bilateral border, and bilaterally it should be solved. It cannot change unilaterally either by China or by Nepal.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.